demo walkthroughs,
TV
all sorts of stuff, an indie showcase.
Tons of stuff.
But we were able to squeeze in, get a little panel for good old Pop Goes the Culture here in our same stream time. If you watched our show, you know we talk about movie news, TV news, even like comics and music every now and then, once in a blue moon. And we're gonna not talk news today. We're gonna take the segment that usually ends our show, Greg, the Generational Gap Challenge, where we usually quiz each other. You'll ask me questions about like 80s, 90s stuff, and I'll ask you about things from the 2000s, 2010s. And usually we just do 3 questions apiece, but today we're going to turn that into the Generational Gap Ultimate Trivia Challenge. And Greg and I are going to ask each other. I'm going to ask him 15 questions. He's going to ask me 15. We're going to alternate here so it doesn't get too stale. And the winner will be the Shacknews Pop Goes the Culture Generational Gap Ultimate
champion
Challenge.
Of Shacklemania Generation Gap Challenge 2022 E6.
Champion of the world. I imagine it's like there's like a title in it. I like to think that there's like a banner, but like the text gets smaller as you get to the end because we're like running out of space.
The headline of The Office where he talks about how they know how to do business just so long, and then it eventually cuts it off. It's too long.
Yeah, that's gonna be us today. So it's gonna be all trivia, stuff like that. If you're watching, feel free to answer in the chat. That's always fun. Greg and I usually make an effort to not look at the chat when we're being asked questions, because we want to do this on super hard mode.
I gotta close that chat, by the way. There we go. Close that.
Oh yeah, just it's hard not to look. It's such a habit when you're streaming to just like glance over every 10 seconds.
It really is.
But Greg, without further ado, which we know we're gonna alternate here, like I said up top. So we both have 15 questions. One of us will ask 5, then we'll switch. Other person will ask 5. We'll go back and forth just so we can have a bit of a back and forth dynamic there. Who should start first? Who should ask?
People should place their bets first. Place their bets on who's going to win this Generational Gap Challenge. Like, place your taco bets in the chat, people. Throw those bets at us. Give us a sub. Follow us. We're gonna be streaming all day. So let us know who's going to win. We both have our strengths. We both have our weaknesses. Donovan asked me a lot about live-action Nickelodeon and Disney shows, which I did not watch, and then I asked him a lot about Transformers, which he did not watch. Can you still name any like? Can you still name any Transformer other than like Optimus Prime and some of the key ones? Can you name?
Oh yeah, Swamp Blast was one of them. Yeah, Steel Gauge.
Steel Gauge, Quick Shot.
All those guys, yeah. Lightning Rod.
Hammerhead. I think that actually is one. I think that actually is a Transformer named Hammerhead, actually.
That's the novelty of that joke, is that you kind of sound right, even when you make up silly ones. It's like, I feel like that might have been in one episode at some point. But yeah, TJ says a taco bet on the power of youth.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Power of youth. God damn it, TJ.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you ask me questions, Greg, and I'm like, I don't even know what this like movie is, let alone what the characters ate for dinner at the end.
Nothing that specific. Maybe we had some stuff that was specific like that. What color was Drake Bell's hat in the show? I don't know.
Yeah. Armitage says Hammerhead is the weapon of the Terra Star.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But like, let's get into it. I'll start.
Okay, you're gonna ask me 5 first. All right.
I can do 5, or we can just feel it out. Let's see this. So, all right. First question of the day is: in the 70s, the cassette deck was the brand new thing that would have eventually replaced what in cars? I'll say it again. In the 70s, the cassette deck was a brand new piece of technology that would eventually replace what in cars?
So like replaced an older like music listening thing in cars.
There used to be a different type before, but the cassette deck was like the hot thing. So like
okay. If you had asked me before the show started, I would have said the cassettes were like the first music in cars.
It was a cassette. It was a cassette, but it was a specific type of cassette that they called.
Was it a cassette tape? Like,
yeah, it was still cassette. It was much larger, and they called it something. And if you watch movies in the 70s, like you could see people would use these in the cars. It was fairly. It's what really dates movies in the 70s was this device basically.
Interesting. Because I know cassette decks were a lot smaller. G Willikers.
G Wiz.
Greg sent me with a curveball here because we're both infamously not big music people. So music comes up on like 1 out of every 10 shows on our program. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say cassette.
Oh, I should put one. We should keep track of points.
So, oh yeah, if you put like a score up there, that'd be fun.
I got it. I got to keep track of one.
You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say cassette blocks. Cassette bricks.
They're like Roblox. Like Roblox.
Yeah, it's like Minecraft, you know. I don't know what I don't know what the earlier version of the cassette deck would have been. That's only one I know.
So you don't. So what's your final answer?
I told you. Your face kind of already lets me know that I was not correct.
No.
But
I mean, I would have accepted A-Track as the correct name, but I would have also
A-Track.
But I also would have accepted Beta Cassette as well.
Beta Cassette.
A-Track.
Oh.
A-Track. Because A-Track was like the standard, and then like when cassettes started to come out, like the big thing, like if you were, like if A-Tracks, A-Track. Was it A-Tracks or was it A-Track? I always thought it was A-Track. I knew what it was called. I don't know how to spell it. I think it was just A-Track, right? Was it A-Track or 8-Tracks? Maybe I know. I barely know that.
I mean, I didn't say either, so.
I remember because I was watching a 70s movie and the guy was like a Coke dealer and he was like, I want a car and I don't want that crappy 8-track. I want that cassette deck. Like he was like really adamant about getting a cassette deck for his 8-track instead of his 8-track. And they were big cassettes too, and they would only go halfway in. They would stick out like 3 inches because they were so big.
I was saying it was 8-track.
Yeah, it is 8-track. Right?
Okay.
8-track.
All right, so I'm a 0 on our scoreboard.
All right, let's.
Okay.
Can I do that? Hold on. I'm gonna actually do that. All right, so you want to ask your next? Let's rotate out your other question. I think that's a good one.
Okay.
Because then you could get me back. You know.
That's fine. I'm gonna ask you. Okay, so I have them in order, but there's no like actual method to my madness here, so I'm gonna pick this one. All right, Greg, you ready for your first question?
Yes.
I'm gonna start off with a softball here because I'm a kind guy. Greg, what was the name of Nancy's friend that was killed by the Demogorgon in Stranger Things season 1?
Oh, that's really easy. That was I remember because people were walking around in Comic-Con and they were like, "Justice for Barb." They said it's Barbara. Yeah. Barbara. That's the correct answer.
Yeah, is indeed Barb. I was wondering. I was like, maybe it'll stump him because it was like 6 years ago at this point. But yeah, that was the original like big Stranger Things thing, was Justice for Barb. And you see her in the new season, like in a flashback or whatever. I think it's old footage, but they show her again, like getting attacked by the Demogorgon.
All right,
but just the
0 to 1. Justice for Barb. Yeah, there was thing. People were had crazy theories that she was gonna come back in the 4th season and be the villain, and like I had that. I was like, oh my god, it's Barb. She's coming back for revenge. But no.
Imagine that. It's actually no. I don't know.
Imagine that. I mean, no thanks. I was like, just kidding.
When I was gonna say something, there was like this old interview that surfaced from like 2016 when the first season was coming out, and somebody was interviewing the cast, and somebody pitched them the theory essentially on like people being trapped in the Upside Down and like coming back and like them becoming monsters in there. And essentially, like their theory ended up being like 90% accurate to what happens in the new season, in season 4. And this was like a theory somebody had in like 2016. I gotta send it to you. But listening to it, I was like, holy crap! I was like, this is like a writer on the show. Tita said the power of youth has failed me. My tacos are looking for it.
The power of youth has failed me. Well, we still got more questions. Well, I'll go to the next one.
All right, yeah. Time for Greg's next one.
This 1982 film showcased a research team in Antarctica that is hunted by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims.
Greg, you might not know this, but I love this movie, The Thing. John Carpenter's
The Thing.
Yeah,
he won it. Movie. I gotta update the score now. See, look, DJ's coming back. It's coming back.
Yes. So this was a college watch for me. I remember I was in a film class and we were talking about like horror and stuff. And we didn't actually have to watch The Thing for class, but we like my professor like pulled one scene from it specifically to talk about. And I was like, damn, I should really watch this movie. So good. You talk about like practical effects, and then we bring up practical effects in film all the time on our show. Like the stuff in The Thing still like holds up to most movies that come out today. and that film is like 40 years old at this point. The thing is great.
Still looks great too. That's the good thing about that. Timeless. All right, your turn.
Yeah, great mystery as well. Also, we talk about whodunits and stuff. The thing is a great like kind of twist on that kind of formula. All right, I'm on the board, baby.
I'm on the board. Let's go.
TJ said the power of youth has come through. I'm doubling my bet.
I think I have air horns in here somewhere. Wait, do I? I don't know if I do. No, I can't find them. Oh boy. All right, you go.
All right.
Wait, here we go.
Hey, I should like do a strike through so I don't accidentally like double up on any of my questions here. How do you strike through? Okay, I'll figure that out later. All right, Greg, your next question. In the universe of Avatar: The Last Airbender, can you name 2 subcategories of bending? Obviously, there was like fire, water, earth, air. Those are like the 4 bending. But within each of them, or almost each of them, there was like subcategories of bending, like that like experts could do. There were at least several, I think. Could you name 2 of them?
Yeah, blood bending was one. I remember that. That's fucking horrific. Like when I'm thinking about it, like, oh
terrifying.
My god, like how are you not
terrifying.
Like a god in this world if you could do that? You just rip people's blood out of them. So that was one, and then shit, there was one other one that the blind girl did. I can't remember. I mean, she was an earthbender, but there was something she could do specifically. And I can't remember what it was. I mean, does sweat bending count? I remember Korra like makes water by sweating, but I don't think that counts.
No, I think it was really just the water that she had, on her person.
Was it? I want to say lava bending. Was that one it? Magma bending or lava bending?
So, Greg,
does that count?
Am
I right?
You are actually correct. We're going to give you that one. So, what you were thinking of that Toph was doing was metal bending. She was a metal bender. But lava bending is a thing in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I believe. I don't know if you see it in like Last Airbender that much, but you see it a lot in Korra, The Legend of Korra. There was a firebender on that show that lava bent a lot, and there is flashbacks in Last Airbender where you see like old avatars lava bending. But yeah, so there was blood bending, which you mentioned, which was like my favorite. I'll never forget that episode. It was called The Puppet Master, where the woman was like it was like a witch in the woods, like doing this film. Like, this is like scary shit. But there was also lightning bending. If you remember, the firebenders could like bend electricity. Metal bending, blood bending. There was a swamp benders. When they were in that episode, they were stuck in the swamp. They can move like the mud. It was like a mixture of water and earth bending that those people had learned to do. When they were in the desert, there were sand benders. So yeah, there you go. You got that one. That was a good pull.
Yeah, I did it. All right, my next question. This one's a little history one for you folks out there. So in 1982, Sally Ride became the first American female to what? She did something very specific. Kind of a big deal.
Oh, wait. In what year?
1982. Let's see if the Maryland public school system has failed Donovan. Like the California public school system failed me.
1982, Sally Ride. Well, I'm going to assume she wrote something.
She didn't write something. She went somewhere. She went somewhere. It was a big deal. Meme that look right now. Somebody screen grab that. That's me when on the inside like that name is ringing 0 bells. She went somewhere.
I'm like, Sally Ride. Interesting. She wasn't the woman that like went over Niagara Falls in the barrel, was she?
I mean, I don't know. That's going somewhere, but I don't know if that's where you go. That is going somewhere. I'll narrow really down for it. She went somewhere important. It was not Arby's.
Well, some people would say Niagara Falls is pretty important. Oof, man, that's a stumper. Okay. And you said she was the first woman to go somewhere, or the first person to go this place?
First woman, first female.
First. Was it space? First woman in space?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Yes, it was space.
Oh, nice. Great.
You got it. First female to go to space. 1982. Sorry, we're a slow country.
Yikes. United States.
We're doing our best here.
No, yikes.
That's good. That's good. No, you got that one. That's good.
Yeah. In college, okay, so this is kind of related, but as I'm telling the story, I realize it's not really at all. But in college, my sophomore year, I lived in a building that was named after Krista McAuliffe, who was an astronaut. She died in the Challenger disaster, but she went to my school and she taught there before she passed.
Oh,
so,
wow. What a cool experience.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Dr. Krista McAuliffe. But yes. Okay, I'm glad I pulled that, because when you said it, I was like, I don't... That's crazy, though. I don't think I've ever heard that name, like, anywhere.
There's a lot of history to cover. I mean, especially in schools now. It's so old. It's one of those things that you might forget about when you know, it's
also
50,
true.
60 years passes by. You're up, though.
All right, Greg. Let's see. Okay. So I've talked about the movie Get Out on this show once or twice. It was directed by Jordan Peele. It was his first movie that he directed. Came out in 2017. What movie did Jordan Peele direct after Get Out? He had another film that came out after that, another movie. Do you know what it is?
Was it the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? No, wasn't that one. Was it Don't Look Up or whatever that movie is called? Or I want to say it's Up because the poster looks like Up, but I don't know this one. I don't know. I watched that movie though, in my defense.
I think the movie you're referring to is Don't Breathe, maybe? Are you referring to Don't Breathe? Is that what you're thinking of?
No. That's the one where like this aliens abduction, the new one.
Oh, are you thinking of Quiet Place? Or...
No, I'm talking about the movie where you're in the town and like these people start missing and it's like alien themed. That's his new one coming out. I don't know what he did before that in between.
Oh yeah.
That's his
third
his new
movie coming out is called Nope.
Yeah, Nope.
It's called Nope.
It's that one, and then I know the other one, but there's one in between there that I don't know. I
Well,
probably
Greg,
will once you say it.
The answer has actually just been dropped in chat by Spanker Prime. Us. It was Us. 2019. So yeah, Get Out was 2017, was his first movie. Then 2019 he did Us, which was another thriller, and it was the one where like there were the doppelgangers, like the family was at home, like with their vacation home, and then a family identical to them showed up and started like trying to kill them. And then that movie gets super weird and wacky, and there's like an underground community. But yeah, Us.
Most of them do. Like he has very Stepford Wives type of vibes with this stuff. Like it gets really dark really quickly and takes like a left turn, and that's great. Yeah. Like that's fun when you don't expect it. You know, I like that.
It's great. It's very Twilight Zone-esque, like the stuff he tells, because it's always like grounded in reality, but with a very bizarre twist. Yeah. So yeah, Us. Great.
All right.
I got one on him.
Yeah, there you go. So my next question, I got that one wrong.
Okay.
Is the period in the 90s that referred to the tech and internet was called what? This was a nickname. There are two acceptable answers to this. This was a nickname that they used for the 90s reference to the tech and internet expanding. A lot of people made their money in San Jose. San Jose basically became like a 1%er town overnight because of this era.
The Silicon Valley era. Westward expansion over the internet. Internet expansion.
Yep, pretty close. Nope.
West webward expansion.
If you think of the history back then and what a lot of those rich people say now, where I made my money in the blank blank blank. That's what they say now. Like instead of like being elaborate. Think about like any business person that like created some kind of tech or website in the 90s, what they say in interviews. That's a big hint.
Yeah, like the internet boom or the internet gold rush.
Oh, you're so close. You're so close.
Oh, goodness gracious. The web.
He's too young, folks. I'm so sorry.
Look, man, the internet is older than I am.
Youth is playing you today, TJ. Haha. You bet on youth. That was your mistake.
Well, I'm not going to look now, but I saw earlier Spanker Prime said that they're on your team. So they said they're closer in age to you, so you do have somebody in your corner, Greg. No need to worry.
You're going to say it and be like, you're gonna be like, oh, right, because it's on the tip of your tongue. You've heard it before.
The early days of the internet. I don't know, the web boom.
It was the meme expansion universe. No, it was not the meme expansion universe. It was.
Say what?
Do you give up? Can I say the answer?
Yeah, I really don't know.
It was the .com boom.
Okay, so I was
you were
boom.
Close.
Right.
You were so close, but just like that specifically, it was the .com boom. Some people say tech boom. But it's .com.
Okay.
It was what like a lot of the really rich people who made their money in that era say. They say, "Oh, I made my money in the .com boom."
I was I was born like 4 months before Google, so
Stop.
just that.
You just stop.
It's true.
Okay.
We're both 1998 babies.
Your
They're
turn.
doing much better than I am.
Go.
All right. All right, Greg. What was the name of... This might be a softball. What was the name of the volcanic planet that Obi-Wan and Anakin fought on in Star Wars Episode 3?
Oh shit, I should know that, but I don't remember. That whole movie is flashing before my eyes, and it was written so poorly. I'm trying to get through it. Oh, I don't know. Lava planet.
Yeah, it was a lava planet
Fire
where their iconic
planet doing stuff.
where their iconic battle went down. You know, it's over. Anakin have the high ground. I hate you. You were my brother. You were supposed to destroy the Sith.
Yeah, I don't
not
know why
join them.
he didn't. He should have like. That's why you double tap it, Obi-Wan. Like, think about all the lives he would have saved if you just murdered him right there. You know.
He didn't have the heart to do it. He couldn't bring himself to do it, and it was his
chopped
undoing.
off 3 of his
ultimately.
limbs. I mean, you really.
Yeah.
At that point, you're putting him out of his misery. You know what I mean? Like.
It
I
was
don't
his
know.
undoing.
I don't know. Lava Town. Lava.
Whoa, Greg.
Lava
Planet...
Town. Damn, I should know that. I'm ashamed.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought you would, but yeah, the planet where in Star Wars canon, this ended up being where like Darth Vader made his base. I think in a bunch of other stuff now, you see that's where he lives. It pops up in a couple movies, shows, and stuff. But Mustafar is the planet, the lava planet from Episode 3: Revenge of the
He
Sith.
should have put his base on
That
Musa
they-
Close. They've been a little closer to his. Mustafar and
Oh,
Musa Close
Greg.
did good moves.
Well, folks, that was the show.
Wah,
We will talk to you later.
We'll
We'll see. We'll see you next week.
All right, I'm sorry. All right. No, that was a hard one. I don't remember that planet very much. I remember there being lavely. All right, move on to the next one. Where's one here? This one, it could be easy. It could be hard.
Okay.
So Ivan Reitman has directed one of the
yeah.
most popular movies in the world, Ghostbusters. But can you name 3 other films he's directed? Because he's also written and produced a lot of stuff too, but specifically directed. Can you name 3 films other than Ghostbusters that Ivan Reitman has directed?
You know, this is a shame because Ivan Reitman just recently passed away earlier this year, and I remember when he did, a lot of people were promoting like, "Oh, like Ghostbusters is great," but he did like this, and this, and this, and I just cannot remember any of those titles right now.
He was
They're all
more of a
escaping
producer
me.
than anything else. Like his credits, so he did a lot of producing. So like he only directed 23 films
Yeah.
per se. Like sometimes some of those are shorts and stuff like that,
That's a
roughly.
lot.
And he only wrote 8 things, but he did a lot of producing.
Okay. Mr. Reitman, what did you direct?
Yeah, Spark Prime. Oh wow. Yeah, it's
Let's
rough,
see.
man. The age gap. It's the age gap. It's what it is. That's the whole point of the show.
I'm gonna go with Ghostbusters 2.
Okay, that's one. That's a freebie.
Oh, you like what I did there? You know, I think there's something he directed that like came out in my generation. Like there's something he directed from the 2000s that I know. So I remember
Yes.
bringing it up.
2 things. 2 things you would definitely know easily.
Did he? Interesting. Interesting. Did
You're gonna kick yourself too, because one of these movies I know your mom likes, because every mom and my wife loves that movie.
He didn't. Did he do Osmosis Joe?
No, he
With Bill
didn't do.
Murray?
That was the Farley brothers. That was Peter Doug Farley.
Oh, man, I said that because Bill Murray was in it. Did he do any animated stuff, or was it all live action?
Most of it's live action.
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell you these 2, and you're gonna kick yourself because you'll be like, "Oh right," you're gonna be like, "Yeah, he did that," or you'll be like, "What? He did that?"
I am gonna kick myself.
All right. So, I mean, going like ascending order, he did Foxy Lady, Cannibal Girls, which was a big hit, Meatballs was a huge hit, Stripes, Ghostbusters, Legal Eagles, Twins, Ghostbusters 2, Kindergarten Cop, Dave,
I know Kindergarten Cop.
Junior was terrible. 6 Days and 7 Nights. He also did that. He did that one.
Okay.
Evolution. He did Evolution with Mulder from the X-Files. That's probably the one you remember. He also did My Super Ex-Girlfriend. Let's do that.
Honestly, the only movie from that list that I've seen is Kindergarten Cop.
Oh wow.
I've seen Kindergarten Cop. I liked it.
I'm not even shocked anymore. I just go with the flow these days. I'm not shocked. I'm not. All right. All right.
It's like, oh wow, it's like internal screaming.
Yeah, I'm just like, sure. They only ran on syndication for 30 years.
Spanker Prime said they didn't know he did Kindergarten Cop.
He did.
Yeah, I didn't either. But that's a good one. Classic Arnie.
Moving on, your turn.
All right, I'm gonna give you a comic book question. Throw a comic book you at you. All right, Greg. What Marvel comic team features Miles Morales, Nova, Miss Marvel, and Ironheart?
See, this gets confusing because a lot of these teams took over banners for other teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is a relatively newer one. By new, I mean like.
Though?
By new, I mean like last decade.
Okay, like for me, because something like that screams like West Coast Avengers for some reason, but I know that's not them because West Coast Avengers was like Hawkeye and Sasquatch and like Captain Britain and a lot of and Wonder Boy or Wonder Man, like a lot of weird superheroes.
They just announced today Wonder Man's getting a TV show.
It's funny because Wonder Man, like other people don't know Wonder Man, but I know him because like he was a rip-off of Vibe. Because like a lot of DC Marvel people like stole each other's ideas all the time. So Vibe was just like Wonder Man. Like he had energy powers and vulnerability. He had a lot of weird, awkward powers. Yeah, shit. I don't know. West Coast Avengers is the only thing I can. That's my brain. Nope, I don't know that one. I'm gonna have to take a loss on that one. Take the big L. What was
Greg? I felt it was fair to ask because I have talked about this group on the show several times, but it is the Champions.
Yeah,
is their name. So, backstory essentially, I know like Civil War II was very hated, very much maligned with Marvel fans, but pretty much what happened was in Civil War II, after the events of that comic storyline, a lot of the younger heroes that were in the Avengers or associated with them were kind of like disillusioned with the group and how like shitty and like political all the adult superheroes were. So they're like, well, let's start our own group, you know, that's like separate from these like effed up values of these like corrupted heroes. That's how the Champions were born. So that's when like Miles Morales left the Avengers, Miss Marvel left, Nova left, and they started their own team. And then they recruited a bunch of young heroes. So that's where you get Ironheart. They had a bunch of a couple X-Men in there, I believe. Dust was in the Champions.
Dust is cool.
Yeah, I like Dust a lot.
Her.
Yeah,
she's
so they
Muslim
had
too,
a lot
right?
of
She's like
people,
she's their Muslim superhero, I believe. Or I know
she is.
She's from the Middle East. Yeah.
Yeah, Dust is great. It's like a lot, and they have it's like 20 of them at one point in the comics. But I love Champions. It's a great like young superhero team. That's what I've talked about it because they're doing all their Marvel shows now. Like we're getting Miss Marvel was already out. They're doing an Ironheart show. I'm like, man, it'd be great if they did the Champions live action. But yeah, that's the answer. Champions.
All right. Next question. This one's an interesting one because you might know this one. So. The film The Lost World was the sequel to Jurassic Park, but what major scene was cut from that film that occurs in the book? This was a point of controversy. I remember seeing a lot about it in press materials and in reviews, how they cut out a specific scene that was a really cool scene that they didn't put in the movie because they just couldn't figure out a way to do it.
Wow, am I really gonna get a Jurassic Park question wrong on this show?
I thought this would be a free one for you.
I mean, I love Jurassic Park, but confession hour, I've never read the books, so I couldn't tell you anything that happens in them.
Come on, you got this, Donovan.
And it's a shame. It's a shame because not only is Lost World like over on that bookshelf, I'm an adamant defender of the Lost World Jurassic Park as a sequel because everybody says it's like an awful sequel. That movie is great. I think Jeff Goldblum's great in it. I think that the 3 T-Rexes are great. I think that the daughter doing acrobats and jumping over velociraptors was great. They're on Isla Sorna in that one. They go to the other island.
Yeah, the second one, Site B or whatever.
Oof.
Because it's already happened once apparently, and they were like, "We'll start over. We'll be better this time." It did not work out well for them.
Well, no, they had to go do other stuff. They were going to like get people out of there, something like that. I forget.
All right, we have to speed run this. We have to speed run it because we're running out of time.
Okay, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know.
Okay, so there was a scene where they were in a raft and they were going to be attacked by a T-Rex. A T-Rex is swimming after them and attacking them. Yep. Instead, it got replaced with a hippopotamus scene instead. If you remember that scene.
Interesting. That would have been a hot mess, them trying to do the T-Rex.
Or was it
in the water.
Poppy? No, that was from Congo. But no, yeah, it was the same. Like, that was the one thing they couldn't do. I remember seeing storyboards and seeing behind the scenes and how they wanted to do it, but they just couldn't do it with the animatronics. CGI wasn't quite there yet, especially with water physics.
Yeah.
So they didn't do it.
Although it would have been a great opportunity for Steven Spielberg to have a callback to Jaws, and you could have had the T-Rex all the way underwater, like, under them. Good.
That's true.
All right, wait, it's my turn.
Yeah, your turn.
Okay, Greg. Name 2 Dunder Mifflin office locations outside, like, other than Scranton. So we know that there was a Scranton office.
Yeah, there was a Scranton branch. There was they had their New York office, and then they had their there was some weird, like, Midwest Zacu's or something like that. Zacu's Bass or Saskatchewan branch or something like that. It sounded like that. You know, I want to say, Scranton branch. There's the New York office technically isn't a branch. I should know this. I just watched it like a few months ago. How do I not know this? Syracuse is one. That's one branch.
Syracuse is one.
Is one. I don't remember the other ones. I don't remember the other. I can't remember the other one. I give up. Next. Yeah, I give up. I can't remember the other one.
Yeah, there was Syracuse. There was also Utica.
Oh, Utica, right.
There was Nashua, the Nashua branch.
It's all those Midwestern weird town names, like, you know.
Yeah, and there's more that I didn't even know about, like Akron, New Hampshire, according to the Dunder Mifflin Wikipedia. But yeah, there's a few more in there.
All right. So we're getting all of these wrong. All right. This is an interesting one because it has to do with technically kind of like how shitty our gun controls are, laws are. In 1988, Congress banned this yard game due to it being too dangerous.
Yard game.
You heard it here, folks. They banned this yard game before they banned guns because they were too dangerous.
Greg, should we give you a half point for that? Spanker's asking.
No, let's not do half points. It's all or none. All or none.
We'll keep rolling.
Go home.
What yard game? Like, I'm thinking of, since you talk about gun control, I'm thinking of like shooting games, like Chutes and Ladders.
We had this game. A lot of people had this game. It was a very common game in the 80s and early 90s before they banned the sale of it.
Cops and Robbers.
Correct
Nerf
answer is
shooters.
Lawn darts. Lawn darts.
Oh, I've heard of lawn darts. Why'd they ban it?
Because one kid got injured once, and then they, you know, we can't have these. One kid died, and meanwhile, gun control. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's very interesting.
Next question. There's lawn darts. Next question.
All right, Greg. What 2000s Disney Channel show was about a teenager that had a secret life as a pop star?
Fuck you, Donovan. God damn it. Was it Disney or Nickelodeon?
Disney Channel.
Okay, that was Hannah Montana, right? That had to be Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
I was like, if they have more than one, I don't know what to say. Like, if there's like 10 of these fucking shows. Because I know Nickelodeon had one too. Like, they all had their own version of like, she puts on the wig and now she's somebody else.
Hannah Montana was great. Great show. Classic.
It's a little old.
Cinema.
Little old. Alex Mack! Fucking awesome. Coming in the Alex Mack. We can't get past the Pop Quiz the College without talking about Scooby-Doo or Alex Mack. All right. Next question. PJ Sparkles was a very popular what? What kind of toy was PJ Sparkles?
PJ Sparkles was like a doll or something like that.
Yes,
right?
I'll take it. It was a doll. It was a very popular doll. My wife wanted one, and she cried when she didn't get one. When she was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh,
I feel like
PJ
a lot of people have
Sparkles.
that. Like a lot of adults have a toy or something they wanted as a kid, couldn't get.
Oh yeah, that's the hard one to get. All right, your turn.
Greg, what was the first MCU movie that Black Widow appeared in?
Iron Man 2.
Correct. Yeah, Iron Man 2. Yep.
I watched a little bit of the MCU before I checked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I know you've seen them. I just didn't know you would pull that one. But yeah,
because that's a good. She has a really cool introduction scene. That's how she had a really good introduction scene to her character.
It's the hallway scene. It's a Marvel hallway scene.
Well, the one where she's on the phone tied up and then she switches it, and she's like, she's like, I'll handle this. I'll be out in 5 minutes. You know, like it's kind of it's just really cool but insane. All right, I got this one for you. It's the Disney Afternoon one. You'll like this one. So the Disney Afternoon had a ton of great shows. But what was the very first Disney Afternoon show? Like the first one in their time slot that they made specifically for the Disney Afternoon?
Could you repeat that, please?
Yes. What was the Disney Afternoon's first animated show in its lineup? Like the very first show they introduced into that would eventually become the Disney Afternoon. The thing that rushed in this renaissance of like Chip and Dale and Tailspin and all that stuff. There was one prior that kind of paved the way for it. Which one was that?
I wanted to say it was something based off one of their movies. Was it not? Was it like?
It was not.
It's not. Oh, I was about to say Aladdin. Okay.
I want to Aladdin. Dude, Aladdin, that's way down the line, like way down.
Oh, was it?
It was just like early '90s, like late '80s, early '90s.
Darkwing Duck? Was it Darkwing Duck?
No, that's still too far to fall down. I can say I'll give you this one, okay, because I'm so close. I don't want to lose. It was a food. It was based off of food. You're giving me a ton of memes. I'm clipping all those.
Oh, yeah, this is gonna be great. I look forward to seeing this on Twitter later.
Do you give up?
Yeah, I don't know this one.
It was Gummy Bears. The Adventures of Gummy Bears.
Gummy Bears.
Gummy Bears bouncing here and there at Ev. Come on, man. I'm so old.
I've never heard of this one. Sometimes you give me you tell me the answer. And I'm like, oh, I should have known that. I didn't know that one. I wasn't gonna get that.
The Adventures of Gummy Bears. The Gummy Bears. It's a good one. All right.
Okay, Greg.
Here we go.
How many years did Oliver Queen spend on that island in Arrow?
Several.
It was a number at the opening of every episode.
Okay, so
he would always say, I spent years on an
I'm
island.
say 7, because when he came back, he was legally declared dead, and that's 7 years. So that's going to be my guess. 7 years.
While your logic is sound, Greg, it was actually 5. 5 years on an island. That was the intro to every episode. He'd be like, "My name is Oliver Queen. After 5 years on an island, I returned back to my hometown." So blah blah blah.
I like the comic story better. He wasn't saying "I love you" after he fired every arrow in that comic book line. All right, damn. Okay, 5. Yeah, that's right. He does do that stupid. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah. And they would redo it every year. They would like retool it, but it would always be the same thing. He'd be like, He's like, "After 5 years in hell, I'm back."
Johnny Chugs knows that theme song. All right. So, next question. These were tiny versions of Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels had some competition. Mattel, I believe. Not Mattel. But anyway, these were tiny versions of Hot Wheels. What were they called?
They were... I was a big Hot Wheels kid. I think I know this.
Well, if you were Hot Wheels, you probably didn't want these because they weren't Hot Wheels.
Also true. Because Hot Wheels was Hot Wheels Hasbro or Mattel? They're Mattel, right?
Mattel was Hot Wheels. Mattel is Hot Wheels. Mattel right now is Hot Wheels and Barbie. That's like the two things that they still have.
Yeah. I'm not gonna waste time because I really don't know it. I'm just gonna say Supreme Racers.
Micro Machines.
God, I feel like we talked about this before.
We did. We talked about them. I don't think I asked you specifically about them though.
Yeah.
Micro Machines was the answer. Huzzah.
SMH. Okay, Greg. Mm-hmm. What is the name of the Scream franchise protagonist that returns to Woodsboro in the newest film?
Wait, the new one? I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know.
It's the main series protagonist. She's in all of them, but she comes back in.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Do you need a last name? Or can I just give away with Sydney?
If you have a last name, do you want to shoot for a last name?
Will I lose points if I guess it wrong?
No.
I was gonna say Sydney Myers, because I thought it was right or something like that. Was that it?
Sydney Prescott, but
Prescott.
You still get the point. I mean,
yeah, I get
name's a name. Hello, Sydney. All right.
That's how I remember. Hello, Sydney.
Yeah.
All right. Next, now this is a music one. I don't have very many of these on here, but this is funny, right? The band The Outfield featured a very popular song about not losing what?
Your virginity.
I'll say the band The Outfield featured a very popular song about not losing what?
Not losing your keys. I thought my first guess was pretty good.
Your keys.
Or your youthfulness, not losing your young spark.
If you heard this song, you would know it. It was Your Love. Your Love. They don't want to lose your love tonight.
Man.
They'll make you feel
every song's about love. I thought it was gonna be something like outside the box. That's why I gave my weird guesses. That's fine.
I don't
Okay, Greg.
Right, sorry, next one.
Emma Stone won Best Actress for what 2016 musical?
2016?
Yeah, the movie came out in 2016, but the award was given to her the following year.
The LA story with the thing, right? They have the moon scene. That it was was it that controversial thing where like they came up and La La Land. It was La La Land, right? La La Land. Was that it?
La La Land.
Yeah, because I remember there's controversy with it. That's how I remember.
I love that movie.
I never seen it all the way through. I've only seen bits and pieces.
This is not looking good here.
No. All right.
Oh boy.
The movie Ted, directed and written by Seth MacFarlane, was parodying what popular 80s toy?
Oh, Teddy Ruxpin?
Yes! You got one! Yes!
Yeah.
Teddy Ruxpin
I just heard
on the board.
I heard somebody reference Teddy Ruxpin on a video I watched like 2 days ago. Literally. I forget what I was watching.
I had one.
Okay. Greg, what is the subtitle of the second live-action Transformers movie that Michael Bay made?
The second one?
What was the name of Transform? Yeah, so there's Transformers. What was the second one called?
It's my eye doing that Twitch thing because I watched this movie. So I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? It's not Rise of the Decepticons. It's Transformers. I don't know. Awakening. I don't remember.
Awakening.
I don't know.
Greg, the answer we're looking for is Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was awful.
It was number 2.
Had a good opening though.
It wasn't good. Wasn't a good movie.
All right. Before this one's the easy one. Before rollerblades, there were blank.
Roller skates, ice skates, Heelys.
No, you said roller skates. That's right. We'll give you that one.
Okay, roller skates.
Yeah.
All right. I shouldn't give like 5 answers, but I just said, oh yeah, here we go.
All right. He's on the board. Your turn.
All right, baby. Let's see. All right, Greg. This young adult movie is about a group of teens that mysteriously wake up in the center of a massive maze.
Maze Runner?
Yeah.
I was like, my wife loves that movie. There's like a love triangle in that movie, right? Like it's about like.
Oh, does she?
Like, she loves that. Yeah, she likes that movie. I've never
There's some
seen
romance in there.
I've never seen
I think the first Maze Runner is good, but that franchise goes some places.
All right. Next one. This subcompact car was the first of its kind in America. Also famous for its bad design that involved the gas tank exploding from a rear end collision. It's an infamous car.
Are we talking about the DeLorean?
The DeLorean's an interesting concept because that's a whole other story I'll get into later. But no, it was not the DeLorean.
Oof, that was my first and last answer.
The DeLorean got in trouble because he was smuggling cocaine in his cars. That's what happened to the DeLorean. He was using him as a way to get him over the border.
I got it wrong. That was my final answer. I'm not gonna give myself an extra guess.
The Ford Pinto was an infamous car back in the 80s.
Oh,
a subcompact car, yeah, that would explode if like it had a design flaw. So it was very dangerous to drive if you got rear-ended.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that's no good. Okay, Greg, what was the name of Dexter's sister in Dexter's Laboratory?
Dee Dee! I know that one.
Dee Dee, get out of my lab.
Dee Dee, get out of my laboratory.
Yeah, that's how I would say it. I don't know what that accent was that Dexter had.
And then he finally left and he went insane because like he needed her to like keep him focused, which is funny. I like that episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got another one, another 80s film to write for you. This terrible 80s film, that's my opinion, featured Kim Cattrall from Sex and the City and that dude from Weekend at Bernie's. That's a Nicole question, by the way. She gave me this.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. This 80s
Nicole,
film featured Kim Cattrall from Sex and the City and that dude from Weekend at Bernie's. That's verbatim. That's what she gave me.
The only person I know from Sex and the City is Sarah Jessica Parker.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never seen Weekend at Bernie's.
I'm shocked. Pretends to be shocked. Oh, wait.
I know what it's about. It's more like the guy dies and they have to like keep him alive.
Yeah, it's morbid as shit, but it's really funny.
Yeah. Oof. I don't know. I think it's also worth saying that I think you've officially won at this point. I don't think there's enough questions left that even if I got them right, I would win.
Mannequin.
But go ahead.
It's a terrible film. Mannequin. You ever seen it? It's not a good film. My wife loves it. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I have not. No, I'm. Okay. All right, Greg. I think this is if I have my count here. Oh no, there's 2 I got left.
We can get this. We get this.
Greg, what city or what town, I guess is more accurate, do the It movies take place in?
Derry. I've read the book too. The book is fucking weird.
Derry what?
Derry, Massachusetts, right? Derry, Massachusetts, Maryland. Derry. It's one of the coastal states that you're all clustered in. Yeah, it's Derry, Massachusetts, right? Or no, Maine. It's Maine. It's Maine. Derry, Maine. That's right. Because all of the stories take place in Maine.
Spielberg. Not Spielberg. Stephen King.
All right, I'll give you 2 points for this one if you get it right.
Oh god.
This movie featured a joke about wiping your butt using 3 seashells.
Castaway.
I can go straight to like the semi-modern movies that are done in like mid-2000s. It's like not.
He was on the beach. He was on the beach in that movie. There were seashells.
This is catching the mannequin stuff now. He's just catching up to that. Oh, come on. You don't know this joke? You've had to have seen this film.
I'm getting cooked.
You had to have seen this film. You had to have.
Okay, we're talking like 80s, 90s.
I'll ask again for the chat. So, what movie featured a joke about wiping your butt using 3 seashells? Mannequin is not deeply underrated. It is not a good film.
Deeply underrated?
No, it's not deeply underrated. It's a bad film.
It's deeply underrated.
Nicole loves it though. It's like it's one of those movies that's so bad, like you watch it and you're like, this is so, because it's so 80s. You're like, this is awful. Like it's really 80s.
Or maybe you watch it and you say this is deeply underrated.
No, yeah, that movie. I don't think it's underrated. That movie did really well in theaters. I think.
Oh man, it's. I'm gonna say The Sandlot.
What is wrong with you? you're this Mr. I'm a cinephile. Like this is there's no excuse. There's no excuse not to watch Demolition Man or Ghostbusters at this point. No, you get negative points for that. No, you get
Wait, what was the answer?
Demolition Man.
Oh, it's Demolition Man.
You've never seen Demolition Man?
No, I haven't seen Demolition Man.
How have you never seen Demolition Man?
What's Demolition Man about again? Oh, I like Sly Stallone. I like Sandy B. Sandy
Bullock. Stallone and it's Blade. It's Wesley Snipes. It's great film. It's a 90s action film. Like it's one of those like really like interesting 90s action films, like early 90s action films. Like Stallone at his peak was Demolition Man. I'd say that's safe to say. I think, right?
I like those folks a lot. All right, Greg. I think this is my last question. Name 2 Pokemon movies outside of the original. You can't say Pokemon the first movie.
Okay, Pokemon Battle Styles and Pokemon Ash Never Ages. Pokemon.
I think there's like 26 Pokemon movies.
There's like Return to Kanto. Is that one? Return to Kanto. Is that an answer? Or Return to Johto? Or Return to Johto? Johto League. Wait, no, that's the season. There's too many seasons.
Yeah, that was the show. There's also like 20 seasons.
No, I don't know. I don't know that one. I'm gonna have some guns.
I mean, you won anyway, but I can give you something you could have said. You could have said Pokemon 2000, which is the second one. Pokemon Forever. There's Jirachi Wishmaker, Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, a lot. And then more recently they got The Power of Us. Whole bunch of stuff.
Your friendship was the true power the whole time. Tears will solve anything. That was the first Pokemon taught me, is that if you cry, everything's fine.
No, oh no, I'm already getting clipped. I already see a meme of us.
I mean, how do you not, man? I sent you a list. I sent you a list. You can work out. I can help you figure out where to find these things to watch.
Send it again, because I actually have a physical watch list now that I made like a month ago. So send it to me again. A lot of that stuff was up in my head. Oh, I also said Detective Pikachu. That would have been a valid answer. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that, but that definitely would have counted if you said it.
Tom Hanks.
Well, Greg, I mean, no need for me to stall. You beat me. It's
man.
9-5.
TJ came in with the youth.
9 out of 15 is a hell of a good percentage of accuracy. But I think I've learned that I just need to be tougher with my questions next time.
His mistake here was he didn't have enough Nickelodeon live shows on there. That was the problem. Like, we both know each other's weaknesses.
I intentionally held back because I was like, it's no fun if every question is just like, what Zach and Cody episode? Because then it's like, it's this, it's not fun for either of us if they're just random like deep cuts. Then
well, you could have said like, what's the show that like cooking show guy? Like, what show did the kids chef add for? Like, I don't know that show. That's a good question. Like, I don't know that show. I know you've talked about it before, but I don't remember.
It's good. Don't worry. It's like this now. I know like the I have like this is like a litmus test, right? Like I know the bar of where I can and can't go. So don't worry.
More my gym partner is a monkey.
See, I was gonna put a my gym partner as a monkey question, but I thought it'd be too easy because we always joke about it. So I was like, you would just guess it and get it immediately.
Scooby-Doo questions are good, but I've watched Pup Named Scooby-Doo too, so I got you there as well.
Yeah,
sir.
I want to do Scooby-Doo. I was like, it's. You did know a lot of the Cartoon Network stuff. Yeah, I was like, I can't ask Scooby-Doo because you'll know that too.
Yeah, it's up until early 2000s, like, mid 2000s, where like everything was on cable, and I didn't have cable. That's where I fell off. So like, what's the one where they're like in the camp with the pine tree? It's a camp. It's the animated show.
Camp Laszlo. There was a show called Camp Laszlo back in the day.
No, there's really poppy. He has like a hat with a pine tree logo on it.
Is that not SpongeBob? Oh, there's an anchor on his hat.
Gravity Falls. So like I missed Gravity Falls. I'm like I kind of fell off the mat with like
I liked Gravity Falls. I didn't watch it a lot.
Beavers. Like I started to fall off. The Adventure Time. Like everything that was on cable, I couldn't watch.
Yeah.
Because I was a poor college student. So.
Been there. I love Total Drama Island, TJ, and I asked Greg about that show. That was a generational gap previously at Total Drama. I love that show. I would like to work it back in. But Denny's right. More Hannah Montana. More That's So Raven. Zach and Cody, which is where we played High School Musical. All of them. Be ready. Prepare yourself.
Ready.
Prepare yourself for the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon live action show gauntlet.
What did I win? Did I win tacos? No, nobody bet. We didn't bet anything. Damn it! I should have bet something.
Well,
see,
we bet we have to figure out the details, but I'm gonna have to wear something embarrassing on Pop Goes the Culture at some point. We don't know specifically what, but I'll have to. Maybe I'll put on like a Star Wars sucks shirt.
Oh no! I got one better. Asif, can you send him a Cleveland Brown shirt, please? So you can wear that on the.
Awesome doesn't even. Awesome wouldn't even want that. He doesn't want to wear. he doesn't want to wear a Cleveland Brown shirt himself.
And you have to say
not right now.
You have to say 3 nice things about the Cleveland Browns while you're on the on the show.
Greg, I'm gonna do that, right? I'm gonna do that, and then when I turn my camera on at the start of stream, I'm gonna be like this.
Yeah, right. Hello, my new favorite team is the Cleveland Browns. So much better than the Baltimore Ravens. I know nothing about sports. That's the best thing. I don't understand any of this, so I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna have like my chair completely turned, or my camera's just gonna be like a neck up shot. I'm gonna be like.
I'm looking forward to the Twitter when when you and Awesome go on Twitter. It's brutal. You guys get really brutal with the Ravens and the Browns.
We're gonna have to discuss this one a bit more in detail. We're ready to talk about this one a bit more. But okay, that was a lot of fun though. Generational Gap is great. That show was originally your brainchild, Greg. When we first started the show, you had the idea to do like a little trivia segment because of how much stuff I do / don't know. More so the latter.
No, it's fun because I don't know stuff either. That's the interesting thing about generations. Yeah. Like people have different things. Like as I got engulfed with school and work, I didn't have time to watch TV, so I missed out a lot of TV. And like you weren't, and your excuse is you weren't born yet. But syndication is the answer to that, sir.
It's also fair. I was playing a lot of video games, man. I don't know what to tell you. But that was everything for our panel, folks. E6 is far from over. We've still got panels left for the rest of the day.